I think today's world has become so busy that we forget to even send a good morning message. 5 people sitting on the opposite side, you will not be able to remember all the 5 things that people have said.
Yes.
But there is something that every one of them said which will help you create the brief. You need to be visible somewhere, and because people were at home sitting and watching, using their mobile, let's be in that medium so that they don't forget you.
ഹലോ എവ്രി വൺ ആൻഡ് വെൽക്കം ടു ബ്രൂയിങ് മൂമെൻറ്റ്സ്. യെസ്, ഇതൊരു പോഡ്കാസ്റ്റ് അല്ല, ബട്ട് നമ്മുടെ നോർമൽ എന്താ പറയുക, ഒരു 4 PM ചാറ്റ്, നമ്മുടെ ഓഫീസിൽ നടക്കുന്നൊരു ചാറ്റ് വി ഹാവ് ഡിസൈഡഡ് ടു പുട്ട് ഇറ്റ് ഇൻ ഫ്രണ്ട് ഓഫ് ക്യാമറ. ആൻഡ് വിത്ത് മീ ഐ ഹാവ് അവർ CEO മിസ്റ്റർ ശ്രീനാഥ് ഗോപി. എനിക്ക് സാറിൻ്റെ അടുത്ത് കുറേ നാളായിട്ട് ചോദിക്കണം എന്ന് ആഗ്രഹമുള്ളൊരു കാര്യമാണ്. ഹൗ ഡു യു മെയിൻറ്റെയിൻ ദിസ് കൈൻഡ് ഓഫ് ഓറ?
Thank you, Govind. Good thing you started off by saying that it is not a podcast. It is more of a 4 PM chat. Because podcasts would have made it very official and it would have become very a kind of story that you would have to be prepared for.
Yes.
But here it is a casual discussion where we are saying what I have been doing for the last so many years.
Yes.
There is no aura, nothing. It is just that this is something that I enjoyed all. Advertising is something that I enjoyed. Over the period of time, the way advertising is done has changed. The medium has changed. The language has changed. The tone has changed.
Yes.
But advertising has remained the same. The same aura is there in advertising. That is why you start feeling a little bit different because, see, unlike many other industries, you see, in advertising, we have 10 clients and 10 different categories, for example.
Yeah.
I need to know about hospital, I need to know about a footwear, I need to know about a real estate. So we are constantly, charged up. We have to acquire a knowledge. It need not be more than what the client knows, but it has to be at least enough for us to create a communication that will work for the audience which the client is looking at.
Yes.
So that is what keeps us going. So that constant awareness, it is not even, of course, reading is part of it, but it is also listening to people, watching what others are doing. Observation is something very critical in advertising.
Got it.
You need to observe people. You need to constantly see what they are doing. So that is what will make you feel that this is an industry that you can do something different every time.
Yes. So I would say like it is your passion. It is your passion that drives that aura. So, sir, one more thing is that I'm very curious. I mean, like during the late 2000 and I would say like at least ആ ഒരു കോവിഡ് ടൈമിൻ്റെ ഒരു സമയത്താണ് എല്ലാവരും ഒരു ഡിജിറ്റൽ ഏജൻസി അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു ഡിജിറ്റൽ മാർക്കറ്റിങ്ങിലോട്ടൊക്കെ കടന്നു വന്നത്. ബട്ട് യു സ്റ്റാർട്ടഡ് ഇറ്റ് അറ്റ് 2020 ആൻഡ് നൗ വി ആർ അറ്റ് അവർ 7th year അല്ലേ? So what made you actually select or what made you actually start a digital marketing agency at that time?
I got into advertising. Maybe over a period of year, I was in an industry which was sales and marketing. I started off my career in Delhi, working for companies like Shawwellers, ITC and all, DCM Textiles. And it was basically in sales and marketing.
Okay.
So from sales, and when you got into marketing part, there's a bit of advertising that we were exposed to, especially when I used to work for ITC, where ITC used to be one of the biggest spenders, not on the mass media, but on lot of other activity like outdoor events, those kind of things. So the awareness about advertising was something that came to me during those early days. And ITC, since they were the big spenders, the exposure was also big.
Okay.
So from there, I left Delhi, came back to Kerala. A friend of mine was running an advertising agency, so he wanted me to run the agency if possible. And I always wanted to come back to Kerala. There is something which always pulled me back.
Okay.
So when I got this opportunity, I said, why not? Let me try this out. That is how I got into advertising. It's by default, actually. But the fact that the moment I got into it, I thought it came very naturally to me.
Okay.
Because that was something that I liked doing. And then I got into Mudra. I started heading the operations in Kerala for about 11 years. And then after that, I had a short stint with Club FM as the chief operating officer for Club FM. And I was instrumental in starting the radio stations in Kerala, because that was the first time FM radios was starting in Kerala, and we didn't have uh, anything to go back on to understand how this medium works.
Okay. Okay.
So that is where advertising probably helped me, because in advertising, if you know, we cater to so many different audiences,
Okay.
because we work with so many different clients. So the kind of audiences that we talk was so different from the masses, whether when it's a footwear category, to a real estate client, where the sale happens in crores. So the wide spectrum of audience that we speak to actually gives you a knowledge about their habits, the way they think, the way they do things. So that actually helped me when I started my career in radio.
Radio.
Because that is when we could tell the RJs, the radio jockeys, what to talk.
Okay.
How will you attract the masses? What is the subject that they will be interested in? How do you talk to them?
Got
So
it.
those, without any radio background, advertising background actually helped me in forming a certain what do you call style of talking on radio, which was very interesting, and that actually went on for a year and a half till the radio stations were launched. But once the radio stations were launched, then we realized that radio jockey and the producers are the people who are going to run that.
Yes.
So then we felt that there's no role that we had.
Okay.
That is when we started missing advertising.
Okay.
That is where we started. I think 3 or 4 of us friends who were with Mudra earlier, we joined together. We decided, let's start an agency, go back to our advertising, because that is something that we missed. And that brought me back to advertising. We started in 2007, unofficially, but officially it started in 2008. We had a client. Our first client was Russell Khaimah Free Trade Zone. That was the first client that we worked on.
In Dubai.
In Dubai,
Okay.
Russell Khaimah. So we went to Russell Khaimah, we met them. So that project actually took on.
Okay.
And then we realized that a few more clients are coming in. So I had to leave my existing job and then get it full time into this advertising. And that is how she started. So when I come to the Brewhaus thing,
Yes.
how it started was from the traditional advertising. When you got into digital, 2020 is when the COVID struck.
Yes.
When COVID struck, a lot of people were at home, and many of the clients didn't have the money, but they wanted to be visible, they wanted to be seen, they wanted to be noticed. That is when everybody said, at least let's be on social media.
Yes.
So it is by default that we got into this category, saying that, okay, let's do some creatives, let's be present there in this medium so that clients don't forget you.
Got it.
Because there was no audience for any sales or nothing.
Yes,
So
yes.
outlets were not there.
Yeah.
Shops were not
You'd
happening.
say that
Shopping was not
everybody
happening.
was in their mobiles and everybody
Yeah.
was. What do you
Everybody
say?
was on the mobile. They were stuck at home.
Yeah, they were stuck at home and they wanted to come out of their mobile journey, or they wanted to, somehow believe that it is normal. Everything is getting into normal. So I would say that was the moment when digital marketing also started coming into front. And
Actually, I don't know whether it was digital marketing that came up front, but it was just visibility.
Yes,
Nothing
yes,
beyond
yes,
that. It was just saying that you need to be visible somewhere. And because people were at home sitting and watching, using their mobile, let's be in that medium so that they don't forget you.
Got
It
it.
started off like that. And when we also started, it was just part extension of our team.
Yes, yes.
Hammer had a digital part where we said, okay, let's do some creative for the audience, for the target audience, and we will sustain our the brand till such time we come back to a full-fledged
Marketing or advertising.
So that is how it started.
It started. So now I would say we are in our 7th year and a lot of things have changed. And to me personally, I am also in my 5th year at Brewhaus. So what is your plan for the expansion of Brewhaus, or where do you actually place Brewhaus as?
See, when we started our digital agency, our main aim was to build an agency. It was not an agency which was looking at creating revenue base. That was not our objective. Our objective was, of course, any business, revenue is part of it. I'm not denying that. But our core thing was, since it's a very nascent industry, let's start off this digital and acquire the knowledge acquire a team which will have the kind of knowledge which many of the digital agencies will not have.
Got it.
Okay, so we didn't want to just acquire business and do some social media and just create some advertisement and just do. We said, let's build a team, build knowledge within the team so that we are ready when this medium actually takes off.
Yes.
That was the objective. Due to some unforeseen circumstances and other things, in the first 1 or 2 years, when we started doing really well, but the team disintegrated because of some
Got it.
issues. So we rebuilt the team, and then we said that this is how the team is going to be. So we were very clear on our policies on recruiting people, on policies on how we handle. So we rebuilt the agency, and like you said, the 5 years since you have been there, now we have built a foundation.
Yes.
I'm still saying that this industry is so dynamic that every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, things are changing.
Yeah, everything
So
just changed. I mean, like now it's all about hook marketing,
Correct.
which we are also discussing right now, how to create hook in 3 seconds. So yes, it's changing.
It's changing. So we also need to, there is no hard and fast rule saying that this is how an agency will work. We need to be so flexible. And the team that is there also has to be flexible
Got it.
in how to handle this.
Yes.
Today, if you see, when we started off, till a few, I'm saying maybe a year back, static was enough.
Yes.
Today, static is not part of
I
your
guess that is the
discussion. Today,
discussion
nobody
that
wants
we
that.
have a lot over phone, right?
Correct.
Like static versus now motion now versus video production. So I guess
So things are changing
things
so
are changing
fast.
so rapidly.
So the team also has to start learning that way
Yeah.
because they also have to be updated. They also have to keep in track. They also have to keep changing, acquiring knowledge, understand the new ways of creating content for the clients. So that is something that I think that dynamic, what you call mood, has to be something that has to be built into every individual that is working.
Yes. So, sir, one more thing is that with the AI coming in, there have been a lot of, what do you say, even there is a lot of change in our clients, the way they approach things. So, one thing is that AI in advertising, how do you take that?
I think AI in advertising is a very positive development.
Okay.
We have to understand because any medium that comes in, you remember when at least during our generation, we listened only radio. Then TV came in. Then you had mobile coming in, and in between that you had what do you call that?
The pager.
Pager.
Yeah.
So that pager had lasted for a very short period.
Yeah. I still remember. It was a very small,
Very small, man.
for a very
So,
small.
I'm saying the change in technology happened over years.
Yes.
Okay, but today, the way things are changing, it is so fast, and unless I think every individual has to understand that AI is just a supporting tool. It is not a replacement tool.
Let's say like it is for assistance. Or
This is for helping you.
Yeah. Or
Now-
maybe like easy, what do you say, easy work assistance or assistant tool, right?
Correct. Imagine an AI activity without an individual behind that. It
is
doesn't
impossible.
work.
Yes, impossible.
So AI has to have a right kind of talent who will use the AI to the best,
Got it.
most effective way.
Yeah.
So that is the challenge that I think every individual will face now. That everybody talks about chat GPT and feed in the content and you will get everything. But what content to feed in is very critical, isn't it?
Yes.
Now, if you don't prompt it correctly,
Exactly.
you don't get that.
Yeah.
Everybody will get something which is very ordinary.
Yeah.
Now, the prompting is a skill that has to be acquired. So, every activity is getting more skillful, more, advanced in terms of you acquiring knowledge.
Yes.
So, if I have to use AI, I have to be updated on everything that I should know about that particular industry.
Yes,
Correct?
yes.
Only then I can prompt it correctly.
Yes.
So that is the challenge that everybody is going to face. So people who are not going to accept AI as a tool, they will perish over the next few years.
Okay.
I think AI is very critical. It is going to help you, like how computer helped us.
Yes,
When computer came in, everybody thought your job is gone.
Yes.
But computer today is helping every individual. No,
Yes.
nobody has lost job.
Correct.
The same way AI, I don't think is going to make people lose jobs.
Correct.
They will make every individual acquire more knowledge about a certain way of using AI.
Yes.
So that is a challenge I think everyone, one of us will have to accept and change accordingly.
I would say like a theory of evolution. We also
Absolutely.
have to start evolving with whatever comes in.
Absolutely. If you see the pawn shop, every pawn shop will have 60-70% regular customers.
This sounds like a web series plot out here, the tobacco industry of India.
If you have to get it right the first time, you need to do minimum research, basic research at least. There are so many points that will get that the ideation or the creative guys will be confused.